Hello everyone and welcome to game 2 in the series between ESC's Monchi versus DarkForce here on Antigua Shipyard. We did get into the late game in game 1, but a rather unexciting match, if I must say, as not much really happened. Both players just trying to dance on the outskirts of each other, but DarkForce really coming out on top. Now, right now, Monchi spawning as the blue Protoss player here at the 9 o'clock position. DarkForce spawning as the red Zerg here at the 3 o'clock position. Cross spawns here on Antigua Shipyard. And this is one of those maps where it is an easy third base, but a very or to near impossible fourth base for Zerg. We'll see if that will hold true this time around. Monchi looks like he will be trying to set up a Forge fast expansion, utilizing the pylon and the Nexus as part of the wall off. And normally, I believe a gateway, a Forge, the Nexus down over here does work out pretty well in order to finish off that wall off. And we'll see if DarkForce does open up with an economic game again. Alright, drones just mining away so far. Overlord now positioning itself, making sure that there's no crazy cannon placement. And this map is one of those maps where you could have some crazy cannon antics. What you can do is you can place your pylons down over here and then actually warp in that final cannon here and then have that cannon push the probe out. Once there, you can warp in an assimilator up on the high ground, and Protoss, being the advanced race it is, has the only gas building that actually has 900 total hit points. So that building is then near impossible to take down. You're going to see the probe just wandering around back over here. This drone is going to make his way over to the third base and pretty much say, you know what, I don't need to do anything there. Probe now going to come up the ramp off over here. There is that spawning pool already down. It looks as though we are not going to be going into any sort of cannon rush attempts as the spawning pool is already in play. We do see that there is a Nexus in play. Most likely a photon cannon will be added. And oh, he's going to go for another pylon first. So adding in another pylon first, and then perhaps going to be adding in a photon cannon a little bit later, making sure to actually have it powered by 2 pylons and also covering a little bit of the back door there. Most likely a gateway could be placed here, cybernetics core here. And with that, a very, very difficult position for a Zerg to try and run by and break. Forge not upgrading anything as of yet, since we just have our assimilator at the main base. And we'll see what the strategies will be. DarkForce, playing it very, very safe. He wanted to set up his third base. He could transfer a queen over there, start walking it over now. Yeah, it looks like that will be the case. Starting to walk over that queen now. He's going to miss an inject just by a little bit of time, but really not too bad. At most, I believe 10 seconds. I think it's 40 seconds for an inject to really come all the way through. Probe now attempting to retreat from some Zerglings. It looks like it should be able to, as the Zerglings are not going to be able to deal lethal damage to that probe, especially as the shields are recharging. We do see that there is one photon cannon here. There's that cybernetics core on the back door, as I mentioned, as we now see the third base taken up by DarkForce at about the 25 supply mark. Pretty standard in terms of third bases here. So it is going to be a 3-base Zerg versus a 2-base Protoss. At this point, these players are not going to... They're not really going to look to deal that much damage to each other. They're just trying to set up their economies, and any force that they are trying to gather is more of a keep honest force, making sure that Zerg doesn't only train up drones, is forced to train up units, making sure that Monchi doesn't try to do a quick triple or maybe even 4-base build here on Antigua, as once one of the players is established in the center, it's very difficult to remove them from this King of the Hill location, especially as Colossi with their extended thermal lance range can walk up and down these cliffs, and mobile siege range, very, very nicely played. We are going into a third gas now by Monchi. third gas coming in. We are going into a gateway level 1 weapons upgrade and just chrono boosting out the stalkers as opposed to chrono boosting out the warp gate. Not quite sure what that's about. Perhaps Monchi wants a little bit more map control with those stalkers. He wants to be able to poke up, see whether or not there is bases established off over here. Monchi sitting at 46 over 52. DarkForce currently supply blocked at 54 over 54. He is going into a Roach Warren, but he still does not yet have a layer. So without any layer tech, he's not going to have any detection if Dark Templars do make a repeat visit as they did in game 1. As we are now going to see an Overlord just park itself in the back off over here. Alright, what's happening now? So far, DarkForce is sitting on 45 drones versus 44 probes, less diminishing returns just because he is on 24 mineral patches instead of 16. You can see that a sentry is in position here, multiple gateways being placed down to make this wall off, and the main base is pretty just sparse. There's not much really going on. We see that there is a small engagement with Zerglings and Stalkers here. It looks like the Stalker will get taken down. It could get some final shots off onto some more Zerglings here. Now trying to get away. Metabolic boost has not been completed. The Stalker doing a great job just trying to get away. But the Stalker, I believe, has the same movement speed. Not quite sure why the Zerglings or why the Stalker hasn't been able to slip away just quite yet. There is a little bit of room right here. What's going to happen? Is the force field going to come down? There you go. There's the force field saving the Stalker, letting that Stalker live and fight another day. Immortals being added, Twilight Council being added. We're going to see an Observer just wandering around in the air now as we are at Tier 2. Glio Reconstitution, Roaches being added, and DarkForce very passive in his playstyle. I guess he doesn't want to over-engage right now. He knows that he's okay in terms of bases, even though there is a Zergling now down over here. DarkForce knows that his opponent is going to get up to 3 base Protoss versus 3 base Zerg. Not the best situation for a Zerg player, as we do see a slight 5 supply advantage, but then again, DarkForce does have a couple of Roaches in his army, which are not that cost effective, but then again, Monchi does have Zealots as well. All right, we'll see what will be happening next. Another round of gateways coming in over here, making sure to do another wall-in attempt. Very difficult to break this down. There are some photon cannons as well. The photon cannons will just prevent... And the photon cannons, I do not believe, will be able to shoot at the Roaches, as the Roaches are trying to take down the gateways. Range of 4. I believe this building is a size 4, and then there is a little bit of space in between here, so those Roaches should be at a range of 8 when that photon cannon is done. We also see a macro hatch coming in from DarkForce, but both of these players just sitting inside their base, not really engaging each other. Just really wanting to macro up. They really want these 200 food count battles, and it looks like that will be coming in momentarily, as DarkForce is already at 131. He is now getting up his Spire, and he does have a fair amount of larva saved up. 6 larva right now. Should be able to get up even more, constantly hitting those injects, and also having that macro hatch inside his base. This one destructible rock will fall in just a matter of seconds. There it goes. And now Monchi is in a little bit more of a defensive situation. We'll see how he responds here, as Zerglings straight up try to run inside the base only to get shot down. I believe Protoss is hitting a little bit of a timing right now. He has the opportunity to really make his opponent pay. There are Zerglings in the front of the field, but the Zealots could easily take care of them. Immortals can take down the Roaches rather quickly, and the Stalkers just adding additional range DPS, as now Monchi now makes a move out onto the field. We see Infestors are being trained, Pathogen Glands about to be completed, so Infestors will have 75 energy the moment they come out, and Monchi setting up a proxy pylon to make something happen. There is this one hatchery off over here. It does look like it can get canceled in a matter of seconds. And is there an observer nearby as well? I don't believe so. The Roaches are not even going to try to engage here, as it looks as though, yeah, this is just going to go, oh, here's a flank. What's going to happen? And it looks as though the Roaches are unable to engage. The Zerglings unable to engage. There's a fungal growth. Both sides battling it up. The Roaches and Immortals dishing it out, and it looks like one Immortal will fall. 3 Immortals are still left, and the Immortals are going to be real DPS. Zerglings now coming in from the backside all the way around, and I believe who's going to come out on top. The Immortals could finish off all of these units here, and I believe this hatchery may fall. Overseer does get taken down. The Infestor now trying to back away. Is it going to get taken down? Another, nope. There's a Fungal Growth now finally coming across multiple units. One Stalker does get destroyed. More Stalkers now reinforcing, and this is the counterattack that Monchi has been waiting for. How much damage can it do as more Infestors are coming in? Oh, Infestors are now getting destroyed. Immortals now trying to finish it off. The Stalkers, Roaches, and Zerglings, both sides battling it out, and still one Immortal with 15 kills, 17 and 12 kills, looking to finish the job here. The Immortal should be able to finish off all of these units, and DarkForce is in trouble. DarkForce is training up a lot more Roaches right now. Is it going to be enough? Overlords are getting taken down as well. The Roaches are all going to be hatching in a mass. Here we go. And now the Immortals are not in the right position. One Immortal taken down, as we're going to see the Immortals try to back away. There's a Fungal Growth, not hitting the Immortals though. One Immortal up to 21 kills. And that Immortal now finally getting focused down, absorbing a lot of damage with those hardened shields. But the Stalkers now look like they should be able to just constantly focus fire units, as we do see the hatchery has fallen at the center 12 o'clock location. 111 versus 134. DarkForce now massing up a very, very nice comeback. 72 drones versus 64 probes. 3 bases to 3 bases again. But then again, DarkForce does have that macro hatch, so he is not that far behind. Stalkers, Sentries, Immortals looking to push down the ramp here. DarkForce does have a lot of Zerglings, Infestors, and Queens in the center portion of the field. Perhaps some transfusions could come in if there is enough energy. Zerglings now going to try to run their way through. Are going to be able to get through here just a little bit. Probes now trying to back away. It looks like they will be able to. There is one Photon Cannon and only one Photon Cannon inside this base. Perhaps another Photon Cannon could be added here, as all the probes are currently hiding or trying to hide inside that assimilator. All right, still no observer anywhere on the map here, so Monchi unable to clean up all of these creep tumors. Zerglings now making their way over. One Immortal gonna try to focus down a couple of Zerglings. Yes, the Immortal should be able to do exactly that. A very, very strong beefy unit, as we now have a large engagement in the center. Stalkers now blinking back. Immortals getting caught in the front. It looks like this Immortal will get taken down, but he has already absorbed a lot of damage. More Immortals down over here as well. Another one taken down. One Immortal at 7 kills, looking to finish off more Infestors. And as the Infestors go, we are going to see now a transition into Broodlords. Queens now getting transfused as well. A lot of healing going on, as Roaches are very difficult to take down if they are constantly healed. Once more, it looks as though one Infestor will get taken down. Another Infestor could get taken down. Broodlords now being sniped out of the sky by these Stalkers. Stalkers quickly focus firing them down. And the last Broodlord looks like it will go out. We are now seeing that 97 versus 113 supply, as DarkForce does his counter push and now has about a 35 supply advantage. Zerglings, Infestors still wandering around. You can see that there is this pylon here. It will get cleaned up. This is still 3 bases to 3. Let's take a look at the losses. Zerg has lost a little bit more. Zerg does have a little bit larger of an army as well, so he's been mining a little bit more. We'll see what's going to happen. Monchi finally able to transfer some probes back over here to his mineral patch. That did hurt him just a little, as we now see Zerglings pushing their way in across the center portion of the map. Zerglings are upgraded 2-2, soon to be 3-2. No crackling upgrade though, as we are going into some Broodlords in the center. Taking a look over here, there are a couple changelings just lying in wait, ready to grow up to be zealots. We'll see where they're going to be going. Zerg once again in a dominant control in the center, now warping or morphing in more Broodlords, also rebuilding the hatchery here. These destructible rocks have not been taken down as of yet, and Stalkers, Zealots, and Immortals still doing a very, very nice, strong, a nice stand here. Zealots now just grouping together will be able to walk down south here in just a moment and perhaps keep track of the rest of the army. You can see that there are Zerglings here. The Zerglings now backing away. the infested Terran, or not the infested Terran, the changelings, just simply sitting by, and we'll see how much information they are able to glean here. All right, it looks as though the immortals, the zealots, are just still wandering around here. He wants to make sure that those zealots are not focused fired all too much. There you go. Oh, gets them both taken down. There is still this one changing off over here, has not been revealed. And now here we go. Zerglings, Broodlords, Infestors, ready to go up the center once again. Will it be able to shut this, tear down this front door? We can see that level 3 weapons upgrade has been completed. We are going into level 2 armor, and we are also going into some Dark Templars. Dark Templars, very effective when they are not spotted, able to deal a lot of damage per attack. And we'll see what's going to be happening here, as we are also getting some spore crawlers added in the center. Probes now looking to get sacrificed here. There's a fungal growth. It gets taken down rather quickly. Probes now taken down as well. 149 versus 177. And it looks as though, oh yes, that one Dark Templar gets taken down ever so quickly with the help of one Overseer. DarkForce once again going into this mid game, gonna be getting up a lot of spine crawlers, and I can't believe Monchi is allowing DarkForce to do this once again. This was the strategy that DarkForce used in game 1. He is now utilizing it in game 2 as well, and with so much static defense that can move, that doesn't cost supply, he can really add to his DPS here. 4 spine crawlers here ready to go. We'll see what will be happening next. 4 spine crawlers, Zerglings, Infestors, and oh, this is just ever so interesting as Zerglings still wandering around. Where are they going to go? Oh, they're going to try to run in and get some damage over here at the 6 o'clock location. It looks like they will be able to get some damage, but the Stalkers do arrive in time to clean them up once more. The Zerglings just trying to hold position and take down multiple probes. They're able to do exactly that. And it looks as though there may be perhaps an engagement in the center. No engagement, as the Zerglings could easily just finish off more of these probes, as they do pass within melee range ever so slightly. Here we go. Infestors, Archons, Fungal Growth should be coming in. There's a Guardian Shield, not all too effective. Didn't really save that Archon there. Stalkers now trying to push in, and more units are getting destroyed still. Immortals still pushing up the ramp. Archons looking to finish off all of these spine crawlers here. They are biological buildings, as another Archon is going to fall. These Archons really need to deal more damage. We are now 147 versus 144. Force fields really preventing some of the engagements from those Zerglings, and that may be all the difference. Infestor is now going to get taken down again. Archons are still up in the front, dealing a good amount of damage, but they are starting to run low. Stalkers are now blinking forward again, able to focus down more of these Broodlords. 105 versus 130. 12 roaches, 4 Broodlords now being trained. It looks as though more units are going to get taken down. As an Overseer getting taken down as well. And now the center position, all the reinforcements are arriving to the party just a little bit too little too late, as the Zealots look like they will be able to finish off this hatchery again. So this hatchery looks like it will fall. Broodlings quickly swarm in to finish off the rest of that attacking force, as Monchi now down in terms of supply. 105 versus 121, a difference of 16. All right, here we go. Immortals, Stalkers, Archons just pushing across the center. We are going to get into a lot of Broodlords. 4 right now. Drones now coming in, perhaps to absorb some damage. No Colossi in this group, so really favoring Archons, and not even utilizing High Templars either. Dark Shrine is in play. You can see that there's still larva down over here. This Spore Crawler may get taken out. Where are these units all going to go? There are currently 5 Archons, iconic Archons, 320 upgrades, and both of these sides still not engaging just quite yet. Drones, Infestors, Roaches, Broodlords. At the center of these 3 bases, where are these drones going to go? Perhaps trying to set up a ninja expansion somewhere. You can see that the Stalkers are now just taking down all of the creep tumors and hoping to perhaps mine his opponent out. His opponent's bases are starting to look very, very thin, only having 1 mineral patch here and only having 3 mineral patches here. Meanwhile, Monchi still has 8 mineral patches here, and I believe only 1 mineral patch here, but only 1 probe working on that lone mineral patch. So it looks as though in terms of overall effectiveness, in terms of mining, Monchi does have it a little bit better, and we'll see what's going to be happening here. A 10 supply difference. What are we going into now in terms of these armies? As we're going to see Archons, 7 of them, perhaps just be able to move in within striking range and take down all of these units. Drones now trying to make their way over. The drones, could have been easily killed by a single Archon. All of them stacked up right there, or maybe 2 Archons could have just been stacked up right there, taking a lot of damage. But no, instead the drones will be backing away. Units still on the high ground. 1 creep tumor is destroyed. There are broodlords up in the air, 7 of them, and we'll see where they're going to be going as the infested Terrans now landing up on the high ground in order to shoo away the rest of Monchi's army. All right, it feels like at any moment we could have a really, really big battle, and you got to remember DarkForce and Monchi, both of them have relatively low supply account or supply amounts for their workers. You can see that there are now some infested Terrans, or not some infested Terrans, some changelings there. Infested Terrans could be nearby. Where are we going to go? There's a fungal growth. There's an engagement. There's another fungal. Immortals now coming in as well. Going to finish off much. There's a blink forward, and now Broodlords being forced to retreat. Another Broodlord does go down, as DarkForce perhaps wasn't ready for this push. Stalkers are engaging. Immortals are in the backfield, getting in very, very high damage against those armored units. Not that many Zerglings, not that many Hydralisks, only Infestors and Zerglings. Yeah, not Hydralisks, and that is just not looking good at all. We'll see how this is going to work, as the Infestors are now trying to back off. Immortals still in position, and I believe they're overstaying their welcome and now being forced to retreat again, as there's only a handful of Immortals left and 1 Archon. Infestors once again being retrained. Monchi sitting at 69, 71 over 190. DarkForce sitting at 76 over 184. And I believe, is that it? I can't tell. All right, here we go. Here's another engagement. Stalker's now trying to blink forward, and it looks as though there is going to be a fungal growth, and Monchi taking a lot of damage from the Spinecrawler. The Spinecrawler should not even really be in that fight. The Immortals can take it down from the high ground, but then again, there are 2 Broodlords in the air. DarkForce now getting in even more units, adding in more Infestors, but there are simply no more bases to mine out. Only 155 mineral patches left there, as the probes are doing some long distance mining. And there is the GG. Monchi losing to DarkForce in Game 2. Stay tuned for Game 3.